Thinking of investing, working, or starting a business in the cannabis industry? We've got you covered right here on Plant Problems. Hosted by Tony Frischknecht, Plant Problems takes a different approach to cannabis than what you're seeing and hearing from the mainstream media. Come along with Tony and be in the know about how to invest, work, or start a cannabis business. Let's get the show started with your host, Tony Frischknecht.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Plant Problems. I'm your host, Tony Frischknecht. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys are joining for the first time, either through the podcast or on YouTube right now, please hit the subscribe button. Let me know you guys are out there and you guys are wanting to hear more so I can bring you guys some more information. That'd be great. Also, for you guys on YouTube, if you like what you're hearing, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well, okay? That'd be great. Thank you so much. So I want to make an announcement here. There is a big show that's coming up. It's not just an event, it's a conference in Las Vegas. Now, if you haven't been to this event, I encourage you to do so. This is probably one of the largest events that I know about, and I've been attending since 2010 when it was just a couple thousand people. We're looking at the event being probably between 40 and 50,000 people out in Las Vegas. So the event is the 21st and 22nd out at the huge convention center out there. So I've done it for the last 8 years. I missed a couple years in between there, but it's an explosive event. And if you guys are truly wanting to understand what's happening in our industry right now, I encourage all of you. If you guys have just heard about it, it's worth it to check it out. We are giving a little digital giveaway for people that can't make it. So if you guys want to visit my social media platforms, just go to plantproblem.com and you can click on any of them there. It'll take you right to my social media. But we're giving away some digital tickets. These are $150 a piece. There's a couple things we ask you to do, but please go in there, check it out. And we'd love to be able to give you guys a free ticket to see if you're really like contemplating, well, I'm not sure if I want to spend money to fly to Vegas. And so this will give you a great idea of what it's going to be like when you do attend and what you're missing out on, to be honest. I have not ever been to this event where I didn't either meet some amazing people, connections, whether they be a social connection or a business connection. And I always learn about the new technology, things that are coming out there. Those two things are massive, 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 massive if you're growing your business. So let's move forward and get on with the show. I want to give you guys some good info today. And a reason why I want to go into this subject today is because I've just been experiencing some difficulty in the world around us with this particular item. So what I want to talk to you about today is retail customer service. What is the reason you're in retail? I mean, there's a number of reasons, these are just a couple, helping patients. If you're in the medical marijuana industry, you're helping patients, right? It feels good. It's a great feeling to be, know that you're helping somebody like that. Some of you make money. Okay. That's definitely a reason for getting into starting your own business, right? You might be in retail customer service because you're following regulatory, for instance, I was planning to be a wholesaler and regulations forced me into selling retail. It was just a part of what we had to do to be vertically integrated. Some people are in it for the love of the medicine. They enjoy sharing the plant with people, talking about the plant, smelling the plant, just everything around it, right? So these are some of the reasons we're in retail. Now, something that happens after a while, customer service tends to fade. Well, why is that? Why does our customer service fade? We're doing something fun. Things are great. fortunes are being made. Why does it fade? Well, one of the times you just end up losing focus. You get busy with other parts of the business, distraction, right? And the detail, the minutia type things that we deal with in cannabis that take our eye off of why we're really there. Profit isn't as big as we expected. Now, you guys all may not agree with me right now, but just because you're selling and your top line revenue is huge does not mean your bottom line revenue matches the same expectations that you wanted, right? Problem with the grow or your wholesalers. Let's say you have a insect problem and you've got to kill half your crop, right? You're stressing out trying to figure out how in the heck am I going to get product in my store so that I can sell it? Or your wholesaler is having issues with his grow supply, which is causing constraints with you. It's, well, what am I going to sell? I've got to figure something out. I call this the grind of cannabis, right? These are the things that are pounding on you day in and day out and cause you to lose focus. That's pretty natural. And I think it's pretty natural in most businesses, right? So let's get back to the basics. Customers there, driving business to you, whether you're a small mom and pop or you have a large company where you're dealing with vertical integration down the line into your retail shops. And I think this is one of the essential things that you have to look at, even if you're going past owning more than one store. One store is pretty easy to do because a lot of the times the owner's in there managing everything. But what happens is it's not scalable to a sense in being able to teach everybody. The owner can't be there all the time. So let's get back to the basics and talk about this, okay? So for your customers and patients, does your staff have rules or guidelines to follow? How do you take care of the customer? This is what we ask ourselves when we want to really pull down. At least this is what I ask myself when I want to, okay, let's strip this down. Let's start where we want to, see some improvement. So let's discuss this. One of the options that we used to use is just in our weekly meetings, right? You can create this exercise. Okay, what do we want to talk about? What's going on with the customer? What is actually happening? You're in business, you're starting. If you're not open yet, this is a great tool to implement prior to starting because it'll get everything in line. It'll create a foundation for your customer service as you grow it, okay? So getting your employees involved or your soon-to-be employees at the store involved and talking about these things is a big part of it. I like to say build a short list between 4 to 8 core values, right, that everyone follows. And, what's great about this in this discussion with your team, you guys can talk about, well, what are the 4 things that they may want to see? And what happens is you get this engagement, right? So much as small entrepreneurs, we want to control everything, right? But literally giving over some of this control to your employees and empowering your employees to help create these will get their buy-in for one, which is huge because you're empowering them to put their own twist on it. And so then they feel a part of it. And the rest of the employees do as well, right? They're like, oh yeah, we get to make these. Let's see what we want to talk about. And this is when you talk about real things that come up to them as they're meeting with the customer for the first time, or as they're shaking their hand or giving them their receipt. There's all these little touch points through the customer service journey that they are going to see firsthand that maybe an owner won't because he's busy wearing other hats in the business, right? That's just what happens with us. So let's talk about a few of them that I like, okay? So fostering and support knowledge. So teach employees about current and new products, right? Simple things of, we used to have vendor days. These are really cool because you can bring in somebody that's selling maybe some edible products, maybe a wholesaler that's bringing in some of his new flower, and he can talk about it in these weekly meetings. So you bring the vendors in, they explain their product or their flower, share with the employees that are in the retail side that are dealing with this every day, because that information is so valuable. You're going to have customers that are going to ask about these products and they're like, oh yeah, we got that. That's a new one we got in. It's so much better if you ask somebody about a product and they say, oh man, we just got these in, just learned about these. It does this, this, and this. It's got these different flavors. That is so huge to the sales side of it, right? So on a sales form, they understand, they're knowledgeable about the products. It's not that challenging. They learn about maybe the wholesaler and their grow. Maybe there's some new stuff that's happening in their grow and they want to share, maybe they're pesticide free. They use no pesticides. Maybe they're, using an aquaponics for growing. There's all these little things that can help sell that product, that little knowledge at the end that you couldn't really see on the package. If the customer was to pick up the package and say, yeah, let's see, this will help your sales grow tremendously. I remember as a young sales rep in construction industry, we used to get these guys that come in. I would sell the hell out of my product or their product at the time because I just had 3 or 4 things that maybe the other 6 salesmen didn't even talk about, didn't even ask, but it was because they took the time to share this information. So big part, know what your product is, but also know some of the backstory behind your product and give your employees some of that knowledge so they can use that to help grow your sales in the company. And it just comes off so much more professional to your customer. Second, empathize with your customer. And this goes back to understanding their pain points. Some of the statements that I've used in the past with customers is, when they're having issues, you're totally right. You want to acknowledge that what they're saying. I think in so many customer service situations, people don't acknowledge it. It's an acknowledgement. Oh, I understand your issue with this. We apologize for that. How can we make up for that mistake? This couple little spots. Your frustration is truly understandable. Let me see if I can fix that for you. Let's see what I can do. I'm going to try my best to make you forget about this terrible experience or this poor experience. I'd love to help you solve that. Let's see what we can do. Something like that, right? You're empathizing with them. You're not placating them on and on. Okay, sir, there's so many customer service reps. All right, sir. And what I'm finding is as we get into the digital world revolution that's happening right now, I see the right companies they're understanding this. They're picking up on this. And you're seeing a separation from how they used to do business, right? You're seeing that. There's definitely a delineation that's happening. The next one I want to talk about, operating with transparency. On the customer side, be candid with your mistakes. Hey everyone, excuse me for just a minute. We will continue the rest of our conversation in a few seconds. Guys, I want to thank you so much for all your support over the last year, because without you, I couldn't continue bringing you so much great content, so thank you. Today I have some exciting news that I can't wait to share with you. I have been working tirelessly for the last several months creating a brand new podcast. This podcast is all about the process of extraction and the equipment that surrounds the world of essential oils. Essential oils are in thousands of products we use every day, from lotions we put on our skin to our favorite soft drinks. And yours truly has the honor of hosting this incredible show. Guys, with essential oils, the opportunities are endless. We invite you to listen in and subscribe to our new show called Extraction Essentials. Come be a part and join me on this epic journey as we explore the world of essential oils. We will be launching brand new episodes every Monday. You can find out more about our show by visiting extractionessentials.com. See you guys Mondays. Now back to the show. And own up to them voluntarily before they end up pointing them out to you. Say, you know what? I know we have this issue. This is not an excuse. We're trying to prevent this from happening in the future. How can we make this better? How can we make this right? Transparency. If you have a supply issue, which so many people are having right now all across the industries, letting your employees know that we've got an issue in one of the grows. We won't have this product back for a while, but we are working to make it better. Just sharing that with the customer from the transaction end, it's like, oh, they really care. Like, especially if it's their favorite product, right? Oh, it's on my favorite product. Well, guess what? We're having issues getting this product. We've got a new one coming in. We would appreciate you if you give it a chance. We'll work with you on it. If it's something that you don't like, just kind of opening that up prior to them finding out, giving a lead in to the next sale, as opposed to, oh man, there's no more of those, because you can lose a customer like that. And keeping a customer is so valuable because people are getting more and more options. The further growth that's happening, the more options they're getting. So you want to make sure if you can keep a customer forever, that's great, right? It doesn't always work that way, but these are some steps to do that. Another one I like to do is, if you're not getting as much feedback from the customer as you want, go look at your reviews. Reviews are huge. So many people use them now, especially the younger generation. You guys out there know, the millennials and younger, you guys are all review driven, right? And we appreciate that. I appreciate, the opportunity to get some of this feedback because it's invaluable. Something that you couldn't get back even, 10, 15 years ago. There was nothing like where people went and searched for reviews all the time, but now they do, right? So you as an owner should be doing the same. All right. So the next one, every support decision needs to be customer centric. I read this thing about Jeff Bezos, and he's the founder of Amazon, right? I don't believe he's the CEO anymore, but he was the founder and he started. What he actually created is pretty neat. He took, and when they would have their meetings, they would leave one seat open. They called it the open seat policy. Now, what this did, psychologically, they would leave the seat open, and psychologically, this would be the place for the customer to sit. So every time they passed ideas around the group, there was this empty chair. Well, let's look at it from customer's perspective. Obviously, that's been a huge success. If anybody knows anything about Amazon, I would say, I probably order 75% of my stuff through there right now. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that, are much higher than that even. So keeping the customer in mind is such a big part of it. That's the whole point. You're in business, right? Again, easy to forget about when you're in the cannabis trenches. Encouraging and empowering your employees to go the extra mile. This is where that customer-centric part goes into as well. I know I've been a business owner for a long time, and so it's easy for me to make decisions because most of the time I've been the end of the line. It's like, okay, you got to make a decision here, here, and here. Now, unfortunately, I feel like the corporate world of past has bred a ton of people, a bunch of society, employees in general, that have a tough time making decisions because they're concerned about being reprimanded because they made the wrong decision, or that, I would always try to keep in mind that if I give this power and I empower this employee, they are going to make some mistakes. And I just have to dial that back and just remember that, as long as it's not a catastrophic mistake, it's a learning experience, right? That this employee can do. But what happens is that empowerment of them making it a mistake, moving forward, me not, punishing them for making the wrong mistake. They learn from it, they move forward, and they become a better customer service person. And that's what we want in our shops anyway, right? You might lose a few bucks here on some of the decisions, but again, as long as it's not catastrophic, it's something that you can make up for, and it's a part of doing business. There are losses and mistakes that happen. And a lot of things that can save you on this is, the last thing here is setting up customer service SOPs, so standard operating procedures, right? These are repeatable processes that you have in place. And these can be created in your meetings. Very simple to do, right? It's not a lot. On Plant Problems, I try to bring you guys stuff that's not going to take you a ton of time. It's going to take you some effort, but hopefully it's not going to take you that much time. So employ the people around you to help create this stuff. It makes it so much easier. And again, it makes them buy into these ideas that become these core values for your company, which is it's priceless when it comes down to it. So you're creating these SOPs. Start by mapping out the customer journey. Does it start at the front door? Does it start before that? Your marketing, your SMS texting? Where does it really start that you can create that now? And again, this is a further discussion with your team, because I can lay out this precise map for you, but everybody's situation is different. So these are very easy start points, guys, to take off from here. Okay, next, SOPs. Start simple, okay? And let's see how it evolves. I would say start with, no more than 6 touch points, 3 to 6, somewhere in there, so that you can pick those out. Start with those, and then each week come back and see how it worked. That's what's great about these weekly meetings. And you don't have to spend hours. I mean, your first couple will probably take you, could take you an hour, hour and a half. So make sure you leave that time. But after you guys get in a groove, you can do this in a half hour, because it becomes habitual and people start, oh, okay, now I understand what's going on, right? So key to get these started sooner than later. And I've seen them evolve into some amazing things over time. I mean, there's some great books out there. There's one about the founder of Home Depot, and this is how he created a lot of his foundation for all his employees. And he started by working at these meetings, and it was incredible. And I used it in the past, and I still use it today. So guys, this is a simple way to start, right? I want to, ask you these. I have 2 other questions that I want to ask you. What's a great customer experience you've had, and how can you recreate it? That's what I love about business, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't. We can take other people's ideas, mimic them, and make them our own. We used to get in trouble for school for copying, right? I'm a big proponent of see what works. If it works, great. Copy it, turn it into your own, even make it better if you want. That's an awesome way. It's worked for me a lot in life. School, not so much. They frowned upon it. I never understood. Once I got out, I was like, why were they always harshing me on that? And I was getting in trouble for talking to my guy about, hey, how do I do this? And how do I do that? How do I do these math questions right? Or how do I create this? And I would get in trouble. It was extremely frustrating for me growing up, but I grew up and found out it didn't matter anyway, which is awesome. So customer service failures are everywhere. So let's not make the same mistakes twice, right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. That's not only a customer service thing. I think that's kind of a life thing as well. Guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, I would love to see some of your comments below on how or who stood out to you customer service that's either in the cannabis industry or not. Because knowing some of these can help some of the other people that are watching this video right now. And then go look at great customer service people that have created an awesome environment for customers, right? So put them below. And also, if you guys are listening to the podcast, if you want to reach out to me just with a name, say, hey, Tony, there's this company I want you to check out, so-and-so LLC, or send me their stock, say they've got some amazing customer service and I just want to give them props. I would love that. That would be awesome. Finally, this is going to be my final episode for the season. So for the year, I'll come back with you next year in January sometime. I don't have the date pinpointed yet, but I'll come back in January. Guys, it's been great. I've had a great couple of months with you guys talking about new stuff, diving into, whatever we can. I know I spent a lot of time on the tax side. I'm looking forward to some of your comments on that. Some of the other things, information I can bring you. I'm also looking at maybe going more in depth and bringing you guys some information from a CPA where we're talking about some of these business sides that can help you as you grow your cannabis company. Guys, it's been great season with you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys next season. Thank you so much for listening. Please check out plantproblem.com. Give us any comments or questions there. And we've got all our episodes along with all the blog of everything on every episode. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys next year. Have a great fall. And if you guys are interested in anything cannabis, go visit MJ BizCon the end of this October. So the end of the month is coming up quick. Get your tickets and get your airplane flights booked because it's going to be packed. I hope to see you guys there. I will be traveling around there. Oh, lastly, I'm going to be there with Essential Extraction, which is another little company. We've got a booth there. Look us up, Essential Extraction. We're in the map there. I don't have the booth number in there, but we're in the map. Please do stop by, check us out. Ask for me if you guys want to chat. If I'm not there, leave a card and I'll reach out to you, okay? Guys, so much fun this year. I will see you guys next year. Have a great day.
You've just listened to another insightful episode of Plant Problems. If you like what you heard so far, don't forget to tell your friends and colleagues. For additional resources or to leave a review, head over to plantproblem.com. Join us again next week on Plant Problems with Tony Frischknecht. We look forward to having conversations with you as we go along this journey.